Welcome to the first episode of the Fort Riley Update. First, we have Colleen McGee visiting with USD 475 Assistant Superintendent Lacey Sell.
So talk to me about the whole online school. I know it's been really frustrating for parents, one who never homeschooled, maybe they're not super tech savvy. What are some of the things that you guys at USD 475 have available to them as resources to work on solving those frustrations?
We have a help desk number that is being answered. The phones are being answered from 7 to 5:30 daily, and that number is 785-717-HELP. Again, that's 785-717-HELP. And then in addition to that, we also have an email address if it's before or after hours when the phones can't be answered. And it's as simple as helpdesk@usd475.org. And we ask that through any frustrations or concerns or worries that families, parents reach out first and foremost to the child's teacher. They are hopefully going to be able to assist them through whatever the issue might be. Then if anything further would be needed, perhaps with the technology, we ask that people call either the help desk number or that they reach out via that help desk email address.
So I know parents want it always to be perfect for their kids, and that probably adds a layer of stress. Can you give them some reassurance about the expectation of perfect through this?
Yes. Being perfect and perfection right now is something that everybody needs not worry about. We want to make sure that children are participating and being engaged as much as possible. We ask that everyone just try and do the best that they can and to hang in there. We did a Facebook Live this morning, and I ended it with about being gentle with yourself because you're doing the best that you can.
As you've been working through this process, how much of the technology do you see being held on to after we go back to someday in-room classes?
It could be a new way of summer school, perhaps. Our children and teachers that decide that they want to continue working through the platform could continue to do so. Who's to say that eventually down the road that snow days, no longer mean that there's no school? We can continue the flow with the online learning process.
Perfect. Is there anything else trending-wise messaging that you really want to get out there to your parents?
Be in constant communication with your teachers if you have questions or worries or concerns. We're in this together, and we appreciate you giving me the time to share this on behalf of Gary County Schools USD 475.
For Fort Riley Update, I'm Tom Roost. 'Tis the season for some of our eight-legged friends to start showing up around the house, and some, like the brown recluse spider, are a cause of some concern. We asked Fort Riley Installation Pest Management Coordinator Gerald Spahn about his take on brown recluse sightings on the fort.
Brown recluse spiders tend to want to hide in dark, undisturbed areas. Some of their favorite places to hide are under boxes. At night, they like to roam to search for food, so you really don't see them during the daytime. They're a nighttime arachnid. Tend to be more common in homes with lots of clutter. It doesn't have to be an older home. If they've moved in on a box, it can be in a newer home also. Now, we don't only see brown recluses inside. We also do see them outside, primarily in landscape beds. The other thing is these insects tend to be more active from about mid-March through mid-October when it's warmer outside.
Many people think that they've maybe gotten bitten by the spider. Do you have any list of maybe the symptoms or what they need to look for?
Yes, I sure do. First of all, I will tell you that bites from these spiders are difficult to confirm due to the wound alone. And it can also, the diagnosis that it is a brown recluse bite, unless you actually have the spider, can be difficult. The bite itself is generally painless. Victims are usually unaware they've been bitten until about 8 hours later, when all of a sudden a bite site may become a little bit red, swollen, and tender. The site is encircled by a ring of blanched skin that in turn is surrounded by a large area of redness. If you suspect you've been bitten by a brown recluse, apply ice to the bite site, elevate, and seek medical attention immediately. It would be very good if you can capture a spider or if it's crushed, it can be identified. Key things is always to wear gloves. That way you're starting to prevent a bite on the hand if you do happen to disturb them. In terms of the brown recluse, everybody just be careful. I know that we're all home right now. We're probably cleaning out those corners and so forth. So just take some common precautions, put on a glove. If you got a little bit of time, vacuum up around it. If you can wait a few days, put a few glue boards out. Just make sure you aren't getting yourself into trouble.
Spawn says if you think you have an infestation, you should contact your housing office if you live on post. If you live off post, call a certified exterminator. If you find a brown recluse in an office building on post, call in a work order. Thank you for listening. For more information, you can find Fort Riley on Facebook, Instagram, or our website at home.army.mil/Riley.